Now I need to admit, when I saw Batman's Returns on the shelf of my local game shop, I was kind of worried. For this is more and is really a story oriented game, and it is kind of a romantic, sad story here, which is not suitable for NES. Anyway, welcome to my side again, gamers both young and old. Today we'll be looking into Batman's Return, or what I like to call Batman's Love Life. Now, Tim Burton really makes Batman into the gothic setting he wants. The fun, lovable, cheerful penguin become a grotesque monster as if it was an outward version of H.P. Lovecraft. Just look at that. That sinister monster behind those bars. Just put it this way, even Pennywise from it is not that scary on this, and NES games shouldn't be making this kind of horror games. And due to the limited number of horror games in NES, I do consider this as a horror game, just because of Penguin's design. As usual, you'll be playing as Batman. And sadly for this kind, your weapons are kind of limited. And for this game, I need to say, it's more of Batman's reputation online. He's not going to win through fighting. And yet, since this is NES, it should be a fighting game. And they would try to make more interesting by making it more story orientated. But sadly, the story they put inside here are barely cut here and cut there. There are a lot of cutting here is around. So if you're playing the game, you have no idea what's going on. But I'll just let you all know directly what's going on. It was Christmas. Penguins wanted to, let's say, reclaim his familyhood and wanted people to love him. So he sent his clown-like grooms, which I believe were rejects that Joker even want them, to cause damage around the city while he come to rescue everyone to steal Batman's glory and hopefully he can become mayor. Now some people may find this strange, yes. Some people may find this strange. I shouldn't Gotham City be let's say know that Batman's around and all they need to do is to shine the beacon. Yeah, shine the beacon. And I think they are causing damage, yes. Shine the beacon now. Shine the beacon and Batman will appear to save them, right? Yes, they did. And is it strange for Penguin to come up with such a sinister idea of causing trouble and then come and save everyone at the end? No, because based on the original Penguin design, that is what they did. The only difference is Tim Burton make it more creepier, while oh dear, that was strange. While the normal one make it much of a wacky version. Speaking of wacky version, what move was that? Really, what move was that? In the Return of Joker, the slide was makes most sense, and this is weird, man. Okay, never mind. Just put it this way: this is one of the fat guys. If you actually watch the movie, this is one of the circus freaks that Batman needs to take down, and I have no idea what he's doing. He's not punching him. He's not kicking him. He's more like touching his toes by this odd way of sliding, which I admit is kind of weird. But yeah, when we want to come about the faults of these games, I do can come out with a lot, and this is probably the worst. As I mentioned, since this is Christmas, a Christmas tree is necessary at the back, so I'm not gonna let's say make any complaint about it. Okay, now let's see what I'm gonna face in the next stage. Oh, department stores. If I'm not mistaken, we'll be running to Catwoman here. Oh yeah, we did. Now, speaking of Catwoman, in the original Catwoman, she was just a girl who loved cats. She has no relationship, or let's say she doesn't even care who Batman is at all. Batman is just one of the obstacles she's trying to avoid her making her rich. So to see her being Batman's love interest is really an upgrade to make her much connected to the Cape Crusader himself. And we all have Tim Burton to let's say thank for this. And we are running into Catwoman again. Now, Catwoman designs, I have to admit, is a little bit like Joker, but the romance between them are much more acceptable. But see, Joker is causing a lot of damage and a lot of trouble around the world, so Batman will notice him. But Senpai noticed me in that case. Catwoman is doing the same thing, but for us, this is romantic, while Joker did that for creepy value. Eventually, sex 2 appeals over here, and we have started our first fight with Catwoman. Just put it this way, Batman doesn't. I mean, Batman has a long list of lovers. He has kind of a, let's say, complex love life. I mean, a lot of women are in Bruce Wayne's life, but most of them actually do not end up well. Catwoman is one of the girls that actually stay longer than Wonder Woman based on I did the calculation. She's actually stayed for a few more days longer. But just put it this way, due to Batman's behavior, being a very sorted guy and never laughs, it's understandable that sooner or later the girls are gonna leave him. And it's also understandable why girls like him. Just look over here. Just to make Batman angry, she's willing to work with that ugly penguin like looking thing. Okay, now we are to the most uncomfortable part of the game where we need to rescue the Ice Princess. For those who actually did play, who did watch the movie, you know Ice Princess was kidnapped by Penguin, put on the roof, and then she was scared by thousands of, more like a swarm of bats, where she fell to her death. It actually scares a lot of young kids then, and the producers wanted to make this movie into a children movie. Yet Tim Burton did something that awkward, which upped the games a lot. Which let's say I admit, make things more complex and more interesting. But on the other hand, it's no longer children friendly. That's why he lost his rights to direct the third movie, where Joe Schumacher take over and make it a much more comedian or funny version of Batman. And okay, I do admit I never seen this sword wielding guy in the game. Maybe he's one of the circus clowns, but now just put it this way, beside of the slides, which is something that I do not like about the game, the other problem is Batman actually do not have much weapons. Most of the time he'll be using his punches, which you can see is a short range attack, while your opponents have long range attack. But I'm not going to, let's say, put any much complaint over here, because the fighting in this game is actually kind of limited, and they don't do more than fighting, they're doing other things. And I'm fighting the barrel guy again with a different color and the same move. So I just use the same tactic to deal with it, and I think that will be fun. Anyway, I just use the same thing. Now come back to the matter over here. Since I mentioned this is a much more story oriented game, you will not be expecting to see how Penguin, let's say, tries to, let's say, make his way into the election of being the mayor of the city. That is not what you want to see in an NES game. And even if you are able to bring that into the game, right, I do not think it's even playable. So, oh man, he's trying to raid me, right, the way he runs. Oh, I forgot that I do have some ranged weapons. And oh dear, I was not able to save the Ice Princess. So this is unavoidable. You do know sometimes in some games, right, they try to allow certain strategy to, let's say, be avoided by your movements. Anyway, now another flaw of the game I need to mention is this scene over here, where not the Joker, the Penguin wanted to, let's say, make his announcement in front of everyone so that he can be elected for mayor. This was where the time Batman let he sabotage his sound system, where he confessed to Batman that he's going to ruin the city and, let's say, drive everyone nuts. You do not see that over here, but you can see that Penguin does not like this at all, and people are getting kind of pissed off. I didn't say that, yes. He didn't say that in public, but he did admit to Batman, and you can see everyone is throwing vegetables and fruits over here. If you only come to Batman Return in the game, you have no idea what is going on here. Just I have to, let's say, do an explanation, which is, I need to admit, this game was only designed for those who have watched the movies and not for those who buy the game. Because if you buy the games, you will be very confused here. Now, is there any good thing about the game? Yes, this Mad version of Batman driving a car, I mean the Batmobile, shooting everyone inside. We even have a helicopter at the far end corner. You see the small helicopter over there. You only see that in Mad Max. You don't expect them to, let's say, appear in a Batman game. And they even went Mad Max over here. You can see that the guy was catching my car and he shake him off. Definitely what you see in a Mad Max movie. This is one of the fun part of the game, and here's a Hitler side. Notice how fast they run. I just shoot their bikes and they are running faster than their bikes. This doesn't make sense, but it's bloody hilarious. Sadly, we only have one chase scene over here, and that was it. Now we are at the circus ground and we are fighting a. Oh, this is new. By right, this should be one of the Joker's henchmen, not penguins. This is what you call the musical guy. They come with a musical box and actually a small monkey in it. But sadly, I don't think he has any monkey in it. And I did mention before, this NES is an action-oriented game. They need to create some villains for you to take down before you take down the penguin. And he's easy to deal with. Now let's go to the next fight, which I can recall is also one of the chase scenes. Oh no, we are fighting this duck thing. Okay, I need to admit one thing. Tim Burton also had his moments of awkwardness. I have no idea why the penguin is in a giant rubber ducky boat. I mean, for game wise, it's a boss for you to take on, fine. But when we are coming to a movie, he did have that boat, and that doesn't make sense. Now, this is one of the chase scenes that is very exciting, fun, and you have to collect these baby tokens, which are babies that penguin kidnap, hopefully save them, bring them back to their parents. If you miss a couple, they'll be fine. They are not going to penalize you for this, but this is actually taken from the movie where you have this underwater sewer stage where you drive the bat ski bike, I think. But in the movie, you do not see clearly what the ski bike looks like. And I can say, the designers actually took liberty and came out with their own design, which I need to say looks more like a shark. But whatever. Okay, the final bite with penguin, and you can see how grotesque it looks. He's not that tough to deal with, only besides he's flying around when he's dropping the bombs. Eventually you come down and you just need to go and punch him. That is fine. Now, there's one question I need to ask. Who is much more threatening? Penguin or Joker? For me, if you're talking about the Tim Burton movie, the penguin is much more scary or much more terrible than the Joker himself. But you see, the Joker never hide himself from being a villain. Penguin did. He did not just pretend to be a hero, he also used his grotesque to, let's say, gain sympathies for others while he stabbed people at the back. At present, he's going to shoot Batman at the back at the same time, and he took out the wrong umbrella and died. Which is kind of strange, but just let you know, in the movie, he was badly injured then, and that was how he was killed. Now, another sad thing about about not the movie actually did give us a good explanation of how Batman deal with this Catwoman, but in the game it doesn't. It just ended like this. Nothing more, nothing less. Even to the extent of showing us unedited scenes of the game, and then we have gone into the credits. So overall, is this a good game? I need to say about this. Return of Joker, despite of not being very Batman-like, was a better game compared to this, for it is much more action-packed. This game is not supposed to be fun for lots of reasons. For it's all story orientated, and there's no way any game designer can be loyal to the movie and make it a fun action game at the same time. To be fair, they are able to make out a game is already sadly considered a miracle. So I say it's a well effort, but sadly not a very good game. I'll see you next time where we look into other heroes, superhero games, and hopefully they will be better than this. See you then.